Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today I've got an episode of Sniper Sunday, and in this series I'm going to be sort of trying to get better at playing the Recon class in Battlefield 3, one of the harder classes to play in BF3, and I'm going to be sharing with you guys what I learn along the way. Now I'm using the SKS sniper rifle. It's a semi-automatic sniper rifle, and it might be classified more as a battle rifle depending on what you want to do with it, but this gun was invented in 1943. I think it first started being issued out in 1945 by the Soviets, and the fact that it's still being manufactured today, I'm sure modified versions of this or upgraded versions of it, but the fact that they're still producing these and you can still buy them, it's really a testament to the original design and effectiveness of the platform. It was also one of the first guns to use the 7.62 round, and sorry if I'm getting a little bit too much into history here, but that's the traditional AK-47 round that everybody loves from the AK-47. So this gun was using that before the AK-47 did, and it's pretty cool. I mean, it's a powerful round, and in Battlefield 3 they display that well with the damage figures. It does a solid 43 damage maximum, and that maximum starts at 15 meters, and the drop-off goes all the way down to 27 damage, which ends at around 60 meters. Now, as many of you guys know, I get my stats from simthic.com. Very grateful to that site for putting in so much work on getting weapon stats and stuff. Although when I attach a heavy barrel on simthic.com to the SKS, it doesn't actually modify the damage drop-off for the SKS. I don't know if that's true or not. It seems like traditionally the heavy barrel pretty much increases the range of damage on any gun out there, but it doesn't seem to update those stats on SimThic. So maybe the SKS still does the same amount of damage at range with a heavy barrel, but one thing is for certain when you use a heavy barrel with this weapon is that your accuracy is going to increase, and I really see no reason not to use a heavy barrel. It's going to increase your recoil a little bit with this weapon, but since it's a semi-automatic rifle, it's not a really big deal. Recoil compensation is incredibly easy with this gun. The heavy barrel also does increase your bullet velocity, so it's going to be a lot easier to hit moving targets at range or just ranged targets in general. You're not going to have to lead as much, and it can shoot at 590 meters per second, which is pretty darn fast, and it's going to make those long range targets very, very easy. Now, if you're playing on the console, or if you're not quite as good at recoil control, using a foregrip is an option with this gun. Something that I don't particularly like to do because it does decrease your aiming down sight accuracy, although if you're using foregrip plus heavy barrel, it should still be manageable, but it really depends how far away the targets are you're engaging and how good you are at controlling recoil. So that's something to think about. Now here, for some reason, I'm playing Rush on Nabondon Flats, and this is probably the worst rush map in history. Somebody just saved me from getting knifed there, but there's like zero cover trying to get in here, so it really all comes down to how good the helicopter pilot and tank driver are for each team. If one team has better armor and air, then it's pretty much over for infantry, but somehow we managed to push through that first set of MCOMs. I was defending it there, killed a few guys on the MCOM, and we finally got through and then pushed through to the warehouse section, which just became borderline impossible. This is my last push through with 5 tickets, trying to get this MCOM here. I managed to somehow get it armed. It's just a Hail Mary pass, but sadly I couldn't keep it armed, and we end up getting killed and they disarm it. Now, what I like about using the SKS is that it's great for attack and defense when you're playing rush game modes. It's good for pretty much any situation. Throwing the SKS on your Recon class just means that you're going to be very versatile. It's probably one of my favorite Recon weapons, although I do love bolt-action sniper rifles. They're just not that great in close quarter combat. You're too reliant on that one hip-fire, no-scope shot. The SKS, you've got a nice 21 round magazine. Well, it's a 20 round magazine plus the one shot. It's already loaded in the gun, so you got plenty of bullets to deal with your enemies. Now, as I mentioned before, it does do 43 damage, which means it's going to be a minimum of 3 shots to kill any target in close range, unless they have a little bit of damage. 43 plus 43 is 86, which means if your target has as little as 14 damage done to them, then you're going to be able to 2-shot them no problem. Grenade splash damage, 1 shot from pretty much any gun will take them down 14 health. and then you can easily two-shot them. You'll find yourself getting a lot of one-shots with this gun, which kind of surprises you. Of course, aiming for the head is going to help out, allow you to two-shot any opponent in close quarter. The common one shot in the chest, one shot in the head is a very easy way to down somebody with two shots. You take your first quick shot at the chest, refine your aim for the second shot, and hit them in the head. Easy way to take them down quickly. Now, it's true the SKS isn't the most accurate sniper rifle out there, and even after putting the heavy barrel on there, it's probably the second most inaccurate sniper rifle available. But that doesn't mean it's inaccurate, it just means it's not going to be perfect for hitting extreme long range shots. Medium range and even sort of medium to long range shots are going to be very, very reliable. You can still pull off headshots, and if you miss your initial shot, just take another shot immediately afterwards. The recoil returns to normal very quickly so that you can take back-to-back shots very quickly. It's got a 330 round per minute rate of fire, making it the fastest rate of fire for any of the semi-automatic sniper rifles. Now, the only semi-automatic sniper rifle that's less accurate than this one is the M417, which also has a 20 round magazine, same with this one, but its aiming down sight accuracy is .05, while the SKS, when equipped with a heavy barrel, has a .025. So it basically starts off with a much more accurate initial shot. Now, as you can see, I have been playing a lot of Rush, and that's because the Recon class is great for the Rush game mode. I won't say it's like the best class for Rush game mode. We all know that Assault class kind of takes the cake there, but then again, we're trying to get better with the Recon class, and this is where it shines. Now, the reason why Rush is so good for the Recon class is because you really get to make full use of all your tools. Spawn beacon, incredibly useful for Rush. You can plop it down when you get close to the MCOM, under a roof, or outside. If you want your teammates to parachute in on it, remember to aim it in the direction that you want guys to parachute in. That's something that not everybody knows. They just plop down the beacon and think that it's random, but if you aim it in the direction that you want people to start out with, you can sort of try and time or get people on top of rooftops or something like that to try and cover your assault. And of course, MAV and tugs becomes incredibly useful on Rush because Rush tends to bottleneck infantry, or it puts them in areas where it's more predictable. MCOMs, for example, are a very high traffic area in Rush game modes. Put a tugs or MAV around there and you're bound to get a lot of spots helping out your teammates. Sometimes you can manage to get a nice little hiding spot near an MCOM, but not too much in danger's way, and you want to put down an MAV or tugs just to make sure you don't have somebody sneak up on your back while you're covering the guy who's arming the MCOM or trying to keep the MCOM armed and shooting all the guys who are disarming it. Now, this here is Kaiser Railroad, and the more I've been playing this map on Rush, the more fun I've been having with it. It is a very, very hard map to play on Rush, and the last set of MCOMs is probably some of the hardest, although the next set gets pretty difficult as well. And this is, again, where the Recon class shines. It's large, it's open, outdoor area, so you're going to have a lot of opportunity to hit moving targets or targets at long range. And as you can see here, this rock is a highly contested area, so putting down an MAV or tugs on this rock, spawn beacon behind the rock or somewhere around it, you can really help out your teammates so much and keep your squad from getting flanked or anticipate the flanks. And real quickly, you can use whatever scope you like on this gun. I think that using a reflex sight is probably preferable because you're going to be running into a lot of CQC with this weapon. You can definitely be an aggressive recon using the SKS, and you can still take care of your targets at long range, and frankly, I got no problem doing that with the reflex sight. Hollow sight might suit you a little bit better if you want to increase your range and accuracy. Sadly, I wasn't able to bring my team to victory this time around, but we did have a fun game. I recommend trying out the SKS, especially if you're sort of easing your way into the Recon class. This will be a great way to start off with a semi-automatic rifle that is very easy to use in close quarters, medium range, and you can even do some work at long range. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap, signing off.